will be a little disappointed with the LTCG and short-term capital gain tax changes announced.
Yes, on the face of it, there is definitely some bit of disappointment in the sense that there was not too much of expectations that there will be any tinkering with the the tax regime, particularly the capital gains tax regime. And of course, both the long-term capital gains and the short-term capital gains have been increased from 10 to 12.5% and from 15 to 20%. So yes, there is a little bit of disappointment on that side. But we have to understand one thing, that tax is a function of profits. So if we believe that the overall economy will do well, overall corporate profits will grow, that's where the stock prices and the wealth creation will happen. And only when that wealth creation happens, the taxation comes into picture, right? So I think from that perspective, we clearly believe that, this is a very progressive budget. The fiscal deficit has been controlled very well. I mean, under 5% is one of its kind. And I was just also seeing, I was talking to my team, and both the state and the central government fiscal deficit put together will probably be under 8%, which is one of the lowest over the last 5 to 7 years now. So I think that probably holds the inflation under good control, which means that there will be room for the interest rates to also come down. And when there is interest rates coming down, you see the overall multiplier effect in terms of the economy growing very well, the consumption growing, the incomes growing, and the real income growing actually when the interest rates are lower. So I think there are a lot of positives coming in from that perspective, that if one has to think about the next 2, 3, 4 years, I think this is laying the foundation for a much more progressive budget. Taxation, it always pinches everybody, higher, lower, whatever it is. But, as responsible citizens, it's important that we all also understand that to run a country like any other company or our houses, the taxes have to be paid. And there is always a fine balance that the government has to manage. So I think, I think it's overall, I think it's a very well balanced budget in that sense.